What's going on, guys? Welcome to the New Release Wednesday show. This is your NRW for January 24th, and we are here to give you the rundown. I got my gal Heather here at the Amazing Comic Shop. And new to the show, my man Dean Rogers of the Rogers Review is in the house. What's up, Dean?
What's up, Patrick? I'm glad to be here, first time here, and I'm loving this place already.
Man, we can't wait to have you on board more often, man, because you cover everything amazing in entertainment. And so happy to have you on board, bro.
I do my best, sir.
All right, so let's get into it. What's coming out on Blu-ray and DVD, Heather?
Okay, so I apologize if I don't know some of these. Chasing the Dragon, the crime drama based on true events.
Is that Bruce Lee?
No.
Not the...
That's The Foreigner.
Oh. No, that was Jackie Chan.
Oh, is that Bruce Lee?
Oh, well, you know, Bruce Lee's nickname was the Dragon. That's where I was going with that.
Oh, no, you're talking about that one. Okay.
Foreigner dropped like last week, I think, on DVD.
Yeah, the top of Hong Kong. No.
Who's in this one?
It's based off true events, tells the story of Crippled Ho. I hope that's not what that is.
Crippled Ho. Donnie Yen. That is Donnie Yen's the name of it. Crippled Ho. This is the Asian culture now. Ho isn't the same ho we have here in the States.
I know. It's more. It really just took me by surprise.
The audience could take it so many ways by the end of this.
All right. It's one of those where it is not actually funny. It just took me by surprise. And his rise to the top of Hong Kong's drug trade in the 1960s.
Interesting.
He fights dirty cops and rival dealers along the way. Jason Kwan and Wong Yin directed the remake of the 1991 film To Be Number One. So it's their movie, though.
Okay.
Cool.
So it sounds pretty cool, and I'm getting movies wrong, and I apologize.
Since we have our new movie guy in here now, who do we know Donnie Yen from, Dean?
Oh my goodness, you put me on the spot.
Ha! Rogue One?
Yeah, Rogue One. Yes,
Star Wars.
That's right.
And all the other
It's gonna
amazing
take me a while.
kung fu flicks.
My brain's rebooting right now.
I'm gonna get him. All right, what else we got?
All right, so Goodbye Christopher Robin, which is really I actually want to see that.
I actually seen that film. It was.
What was that about?
It's about the story of A.A. Milne, who actually wrote the Winnie the Pooh series. And it basically told us
the true story of the writer behind it.
Yeah, the true story about the writer who's Domhnall Gleeson, who's also in the Star Wars film.
Yes.
And we have Margot Robbie and a young newcomer. And it's all about the life of the Milne family, how Winnie the Pooh came to be. And they told the story of how Christopher Robin and how he had to struggle. I mean, as a young boy, he liked the tale, but when he got older, it was like hell for him. Let's think of it as, the stage mothers a little bit of our time, but way back then in the 1930s, 40s, 50s.
Wow, I love stories like that.
It's cute.
Getting those insights.
I've heard that it's really that it's a really sweet story, I've also heard that it's because it's supposed to be a sweet tale about this family that they kind of downplayed the actual difficulties.
Yeah, they did.
Okay. Still really want to see it. It was.
So on Blu-ray and DVD now, y'all.
Yes,
okay, all right. I have not seen this because unfortunately I have not been happy with this series in a while. But Jigsaw, the 8th entry of the Saw franchise.
Oh wow, I didn't see this one.
I
think I fell off after one of those.
Number 3, maybe number 4. Number 3 was probably the last one I saw in theaters.
Been the same. Yeah,
I think number 2 and I was done.
Really?
What was great about Saw is that it told a story. And a lot of horror stories, you have a kind of an ongoing theme.
Yeah.
But like Jigsaw's story, you read or you lived what became the end of his life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry to say I have not seen this, and I probably won't see it. So.
I'm interested to see it, just because every now and then you want a good horror film. Yeah, and you feel like you need to. But again, nothing can live up to the original. That was fantastic.
Number one.
That twist ending at the original Saw was
that was
OMG.
I know. Especially Carrie Elwes. It's like,
yes.
I'm for him now.
From Princess Bride to Saw.
Yes. Oh, gosh.
Watch him in Psych, and you'll just love every minute of him. Just do that. Just go backwards and go to Psych. You'll get right in between. Anywho, sorry. Distractions. I have heard, though, just going back real quick, I have heard that there's a lot of the love that you got because number 2 was still pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I have heard that it's kind of on the same level as number 2. A lot of people were as happy with it as they were with number 2, so it might be worth it. So thank you for your service. A group of U.S. soldiers return home after serving Iraq, but their attempts at basically them dealing with coming back home and the trauma that follows. So PTSD.
Wow. Okay.
And I believe Miles Teller was in that, correct?
Oh, Miles Teller from
Yes.
Fantastic Four.
Yes.
I was like trying to think of another film besides Fantastic that he was brilliant. What was the film that he was brilliant in with the instrument?
Whiplash.
Whiplash.
Yeah, he was
Fantastic.
in Whiplash.
Fantastic Four is a bad, word. Miles Teller, what did you do? Fantastic Four. Oh no.
It's actually mysteriously just missing from all of their.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Like that would be the one that would disappear from my actor resume. I'm Miles Teller from Whiplash. That was a fantastic film.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you see Whiplash?
Yes, I did see
Fantastic.
Whiplash, one of my favorite films, and also he was in The Spectacular Now with Shane Woodley, and they both co-starred together in the Divergent series.
That's right. He is in the Divergent series.
I wouldn't know that.
You didn't see Divergent?
I don't watch girly movies.
That's why you guys. That's why you have me to help.
I don't watch girl movies. Sorry.
There's nothing wrong with it. Okay.
Yeah, it's just like YA teen series.
As I'm wearing a Harry Potter shirt. Oops.
What else we got?
All right, the killing of the sacred deer. A teenage boy integrates himself with the family of a cardiovascular surgeon. Gradually, he begins to reveal his dark intentions, causing the surgeon's life to spin out of control. Yorgos, I'm not going to say that right. Yorgos Lanthimos.
Okay.
Yes.
He did Dogtooth and the Lobster, co-wrote and directed the psychological thriller. I should have gotten that from the description. Nicole Kidman's in it.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, I know this movie now. Because Nicole Kidman was in a thriller, which I thought was weird. I didn't see it. I just remember seeing the trailer and like, why is Nicole Kidman running from anybody? That's like all I could think about. All right. Anyway, so psychological thriller.
Okay.
And then Teen Titans, the complete first season.
And we're talking about the original.
We were talking about the original, I think, right? Because they didn't say Teen Titans Go.
No, I didn't say it.
Not that there's anything wrong with Teen Titans. I love Teen Titans Go.
Yeah.
But I know there's people that really don't like Teen Titans Go. But I have a young one. And the young ones, the younglings like Teen Titans Go.
They say that one of the benefits of Teen Titans Go is that it hits certain things that. What am I trying to say here?
Fandom notes.
No, not fandom notes.
No,
It tells certain stories. It does also do that, but it tells certain stories that it gives certain life lessons in a much easier way than Teen Titans was very like Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Like it was the comic book, whereas Teen Titans Go, it tells really cute stories about like being friends and sharing and don't eat avocados, and it's the only episode I've ever seen of that show. Okay.
I think they're both equally, it has its own thing. So a lot of the haters, come on, man.
Yeah.
It has its love. I love both.
He's totally side-eyeing me, by the way. I don't hate, I just don't care. So, all right, video games.
All right, gaming this week for you gamers out there. On all systems, Dragon Ball Fighter Z Day 1 Edition. Engage in battle after glorious battle. When you play Dragon Ball Z Fighter X, bringing the popular Animorphs story back to your gaming console. This game lets you learn more than one fighting style and takes on multiple characters to expand the fun. Dragon Ball Z Fighter features fan favorite characters including Goku and Vegeta.
Nice.
What is it with Dragon Ball fans? What is it with you, Dragon Ball, and your 14-word names? My husband loves you, but Jesus Christ, I am...
Is your husband a Dragon Ball Z person?
He is a total Dragon Ball Z. We've been watching Super, and he's like super caught up, and I watched the last episode.
I watched the episode before last because I was at MagFest, is when I checked it out.
Well, are you watching it on Toonami, or are you actually streaming?
We were streaming it.
Okay.
While we were in the room.
Because Toonami's like 2
bananas.
seasons behind.
Yeah, they were going bananas, and I will say I'm an old head. I'm a old school anime guy. Dragon Ball was one of the animes I didn't get into. I'm not a big fan of it. I didn't like the art style. As brilliant as some of the
story just bugged the crap. It's the same reason that I have a problem with Yu Yu Hakusho. Like it. Oh my God! Get to the goddamn point. And what's really funny about you? Fun tangent, little fun story about me. I'm a Sailor Moon fan. Okay, I'm a girl. I grew up with Sailor Moon in the '90s. But it's one of those. My husband. Fun fact. My husband is his favorite show is Yu Yu Hakusho, and the creator is married.
Aww.
Isn't that sweet? Sorry, okay, I'm tangent over. But Dragon Ball, I can totally understand. The problem with it is that it's just too goddamn long. And then, of course, when they made the Kai version where they cut everything out, it's almost like they cut out half the goddamn story. We got to the point in 5 episodes, but now we don't see how angry everyone is.
Yo, this style, because growing up with Akira, with Ninja Scroll, with Appleseed, with Fist of the North Star, that animation style, and then to get into this real sketchy kind of character style, although the action sequences were dope. I like that camera movement and the way they did some of that, but just the art style I couldn't get into. Well, see, and then the story, like you said, was all over the place.
My first, and I can't say much because Robotech is just as bad in some ways, but my first anime ever, well, Speed Racer. Love you, Speed Racer. What if you are in the US and you've never seen the actual version of Speed Racer, stream it. It is amazing. There's blood and gore and cussing, and it's wonderful. But my actual first anime love was Robotech, and yes, the story can be just as irritatingly long. But you have this realistic, visionary art from Japan, and then you have this really crazy, completely not human art in Dragon Ball Z. It's hard to get into.
Yeah. So with all that said, despite
I am that angry.
Despite the artwork being as terrible as it is, I think they do have a brilliant amount of characters from what I've seen, the cast of characters, and to be in a fighting game as a fighting game fanatic, this sounds dope. Dragon Ball Z Fighter Z Day 1 Edition, to just have all those characters to go to town and kind of match up with each other.
Especially if they're doing the newest season, if they're doing Super, that would be some serious characters going on.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Next up, out on all platforms, Monster Hunter World. I know this was a huge game back in the day. Take on ferocious beasts in Monster Hunter's World on your own or with a crew. This adventure has you defeating monsters and collecting their loot to craft into new weaponry. That's awesome.
They have dinosaurs.
For your next battle. So basically you battle and you collect and then you create new stuff, and they have an online drop-in multiplayer function so you can help win the battle when you need help or your friend needs help. So awesome. Beat monsters, play with your friends,
and dinosaurs.
Create new stuff, and dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
Can't go wrong with that.
Right, that's all I see in the trailer. I don't want to play for that.
And an exclusive only on the PlayStation, we have The Inpatient. This looks very creepy, kind of Silent Hill-ish, Resident Evil, which I love. Escape the creepy Blackwood Sanitarium before it overtakes you in The Inpatient. The VR compatible. Oh, so that's dope. They got it. VR compatibility there. Puts players in the shoes of an amnesic patient, and every decision made controls the game's outcome. Combining puzzle solving with a rich backstory, The Inpatient provides an exciting game experience for fans of role-playing games. So that's kind of eerie, scary, and dope all at the same time that you put on that VR
I don't know
device.
if I want to have a VR and actually live like a amnesiac patient. I have no idea if I want to do that. Okay.
That sounds like a wild, crazy, fun time. So with what's coming to theaters, if you don't want to stay at home, you want to get out, go to the movie theater. Dean's going to tell you what you can catch.
Absolutely. And I hate to disappoint you guys, but this week, slim pickings. Yeah. Only 2 films. It's like 2 films for me? Are you kidding me? But I'll deliver anyway. Okay, let's get on with it. All right, first up, Maze Runner is back. Yes, it is. Another sequel. This one is called The Death Corps. It is an action sci-fi thriller. It is young hero Thomas embarks on a mission to find the cure for a deadly disease known as the Flare. Okay, seriously. Why is a disease called the Flare? As an American Gladiator flare, perfect. A signal flare, perfect. A lens flare, even on Star Trek, my God, perfect.
A little too much.
But why do we have a virus called the Flare?
Interesting.
I don't get it.
Is this a third film in the franchise?
It's the final film.
It's the final film.
So it's a third.
Thank goodness.
My husband really likes it. I don't know.
I mean, it was good, but I felt after the first film.
I didn't see the other two.
Yeah,
I'm late.
I was good after the first film, folks.
Oh, really?
But in case you want to see it, it's over 2 hours long. It stars Rosa Salazar, Thomas Brody Sanger, Dylan O'Brien, and Caylo Scoladero. It's rated PG-13. It's going to open Friday. The other film is the movie called Hostiles, and it is a Western. I love Westerns. In 1892, a legendary army captain reluctantly agrees to escort a Cheyenne chief and his family through dangerous territory. And it stars Scott Shepherd, Rosamund Pike from Gone Girl. We got Ava Cooper and Stella Cooper, and it's directed by Scott Cooper. I'm thinking Stella and Scott are related. I'm not so sure. But
lots of Coopers in there.
Yeah,
so there's a lot of Coopers.
Yeah, lots of Coopers. And it sounds like, really interested in seeing the film since I do love westerns, and I want to see how this western does this week.
And I think the Cheyenne Chief that I think I saw is the same actor that is the Native American character in the Wonder Woman film, I think.
I believe you're right.
Yeah.
West Studi, I think that's his name, if I'm not correct. We have to double check that.
But it looks interesting.
Yes,
when I saw that in the releases, I was like, interesting. Yeah, I didn't see the trailer. I just saw the posters and everything.
Yes,
very nice. I'll be right back.
I'm curious.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, those are the only 2 films. Yeah. Unless you want to see...
What else is already in theaters, in case they don't want to see that, if they missed it already?
My goodness. Well, there's Jumanji, who's
still making it. Kevin Hart, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
My man.
Shape of Water is still in theaters.
Yes, Shape of Water.
I think I, Tonya is out.
Yeah, I, Tonya is definitely still in theaters. Call Me By Your Name.
Yeah, all the films we talked about in our Oscar nominations video, if you haven't seen that yet, tune into that as we talk about the Oscar nominations and the great films that are out in theaters still right now.
Yes, indeed.
To get you primed up.
And speaking of films, let's go straight into events. And I definitely want to promote this big event. If you're interested in films and you're interested in local film festivals, we definitely want to give a shout out to my main man, Kevin Sampson, who is leading the charge for the 2018 Rosebud Film Festivals. Think about it. It is starting January 26th through the 28th. It's going to be at the Miracle Theater in D.C., Southeast D.C., and at Arlington Independent Media. We are talking about 34 movies, and among the films that are going to be there are The Importance of Finding the Other, Rumination, The Last of the Manson Girls. I mean, there are several films are going to be there, 34 films. And speaking of which, 5 of the 34 films are going to compete for a top prize that they're going to get $1,000 each. It is $15 if you want to do just the one-day pass for Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. But if you want to go for all weekend and go for it, $40. And if you want more information, go to arlingtonmedia.org. So check it out, the Rosebud Film Festival. It is amazing. They do an splendid job. And guess what? You're going to see me there. I'm going to be there Saturday for opening Q&A. Then I'll do my radio show. But I'll be there Saturday and Sunday. So please support your local film festival. Support Rosebud. arlingtonmedia.org.
And I just want to send a real quick shout out to our very own NRW's own Joe Carabeo, who's an amazing filmmaker, who some of his films are as part of the Rosebud Film Festival.
Awesome.
Is this what he kept hinting?
And that's why he's not here tonight. Because he's working on some other things.
So
JoeCarabeo.com can't be here.
Oh yeah, JoeCarabeo.com. If you haven't forgotten.
Oh my goodness.
Right. Check him out.
Not even here.
And again, shout out to Kevin Sampson, who do you know from his show on Arlington Independent Media, Picture Lock.
Picture Lock, yes.
Love you, Kevin.
Love you, Kevin. And another event that's happening this week is the Washington Auto Show.
Yes.
Starting on January 26th. 2 events on January 26th.
Crazy.
That's amazing. And it's all about the Washington Convention Center. We are talking about hundreds of autos, and we're talking about from the big makers: Ford, GM, Chrysler, BMW, Tesla. You get to test drive some of these vehicles, and some of the sports stars from the Washington DC sports teams are going to be there. Go to the WashingtonAutoShow.com, I believe, and check it out. It's going to be there, and you never know, you may win the car, because they do have their hands-on contest every year.
Have you ever thought about doing that? Do you think you could last?
No, I can't.
The hand thing?
Yeah, the hand thing.
I'm going to miss my shows. Someone's going to make Drew on me. You're right. A lot of times.
I think I could do it.
I wonder how much I would want to test how I would last.
I would totally be one of those people that would have a system going of like food and water and stuff, and you have to be very careful with the liquids. So I've actually talked to my husband about doing this before. The problem is that most of the cars that are the cars that you usually win are cars that are the price to just have them is exponential, and it's just like I'd love to have that car, but I'm not going to be able to spend $10,000-$15,000 a year on it. It's just not possible. But do it. I bet I could do it.
Yeah. And speaking of cars, another event's happening. We got the Monster Jam Rally coming to the Capital One Arena. I'm going to say Verizon's Arena because they just changed their name just several months ago, but it's now the Capital One Arena. Imagine monster trucks and motorcycles inside of arena. We're talking about Gravedigger. And if you didn't tune
Bigfoot?
Yeah, no Bigfoot.
Bigfoot's old.
Yeah, Bigfoot's gone now. It's just Gravedigger now.
It's great.
They used to go against each other.
Yeah, you're right.
There's like a cartoon, I think, too.
Yeah, they did. And a video game for the NES a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, indeed.
We're nerding out over here.
Hey.
Yes. Tickets are on sale. Go to Ticketmaster.com for that event. You're going to have so much fun, especially the prices are pretty low. Take your kids, take your family, especially if your little boy or girl loves monster trucks. They are going to love this event.
That's awesome. I got 2 other events to add to that.
Right.
I'm going to do it in that voice, too. Especially this first one.
You got to do the radio voice.
Now, at the National Mall this Saturday, it's the National People's March on Washington.
Oh, yes.
You want to protest Trump? Because fuck Trump. Join the National People's March on Washington. Especially if you missed out on Women's March last weekend for specific reasons. You know, but we'll move aside to that. Then join the National People's March.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And on Sunday.
Sunday. I had to go there.
Shout out to my man. Oh, his name
Al
is
Roker.
Al Roker on NBC. Sunday. For all you WWE fans that are too sweet. That's for you, Joe. Carabeo.com.
Carabeo.com.
We have Royal Rumble 2018 popping off. And this is going to be amazing. It's the 30th anniversary of Royal Rumble.
This is interesting. They had the 25th anniversary of Raw just
this past Monday.
Yes.
So now we're getting the 30th anniversary of Royal Rumble.
Oh, my goodness.
And it's going down at the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. Shout out to the Eagles who made it to the Super Bowl.
Awesome.
For you non-Redskins fans and you like the Eagles. I'm actually going for the Patriots because I have family in Boston. So anyway, yeah, Patriots and Eagles are in the Super Bowl.
It's so weird when you're voting for someone who you have your rival against. You just don't want the Patriots to win.
That is true too, because of their politics. But yeah, anyway, we'll move past that.
Dallas proud.
But oh, you're a Dallas fan? OMG! Well, I'm a Niners fan, but Dallas.
I'm just staying away from. I'm being neutral for this conversation.
All right, back to the WWE Royal Rumble because it's too sweet. Shout out to JoeCarabeo.com.
Second one, third one.
It's going down in Philly this Sunday. It's a 2018 30-man over-the-top Royal Rumble match. But what we're getting beyond the regular is, yes, go ahead, girl, say it.
The 30-woman Royal Rumble match, which is
first ever
in 30 years.
In 30 years, and now we have a female. Because oh my God, the female roster now has stepped up. It's amazeballs, and actually, not just they just stepped up because I'm sure they could have done this years ago, but they didn't see it now. And so, thank you to all the amazing female wrestling stars that are in the WWE now that are killing it, top of their game. And they're getting their much due respect that they so well deserve. Because they were doing it back in the Glow days. Shout out to Glow if you haven't seen Glow on Netflix. It's a great show as well. But, that was an actual wrestling organization back in the day with amazing women. So now, I just love that the women are stepping up. Women are doing it now.
Just saying.
Or not, they've always been doing it.
Oh, they've been doing it.
And I did say that earlier. But
been doing.
Finally getting that love. And we're finally getting to see it, though.
Absolutely.
And
if you can't wait, especially if you're in Baltimore, don't forget, Warrior Farms Arena, they're having WWE Live this Saturday, the 27th. And tickets are available. Go to warriorfarmsarena.com.
Make it a WWE weekend.
Yes, make it a WWE
Sunday,
weekend.
watch the Royal Rumble.
Yes, in other words, go to the event on Saturday and just sit back, relax, and let them do the wrestling on Sunday. And grab your popcorn, snacks, whatever you need, and make it a wrestling weekend.
All right, guys. Anything else happening this past week or going on this weekend that you want to chat about?
We're going to talk comics for just a second, if that's okay.
Sure. That's fine.
First, we're going to say this. Women, remember, comics are for everybody.
Everybody.
There's a big thing going on Twitter right now. If you have not done it, go on and shout out to your favorite women creators, because there are some great women and there are some terrible people out there who are really just hijacking the comics world right now, and it's really making it hard for certain creators. So if you have a favorite creator, Valkyrie, publisher, anyone that you wanted to shout out, go on Twitter, give them a shout out. Stephanie Cook is the one that's kind of doing it, so if you want to, use her thread, definitely do it. But leading into it, remember, comics are for everybody, and this Friday we have Amazing Comic Shop has the first Amazing Comic Book Club. There we go.
Woo!
Amazing Comic Book Club right here. And we are going to be doing Miss Marvel Volume 1. We thought we would start with something pretty easy, something pretty good. Miss Marvel it's completely inclusive, completely family friendly story, so it's everyone. Later on, we're hoping to do 2 different, one with adult and one with kids. But it's
I dig it.
I love it.
This Friday. It's going to be at 7:00 in store.
Here. Amazing Comic Shop across from GMU.
Right here.
Fairfax.
University Mall. Right here.
Anything else going on? Do you want to talk about?
Shout out to all the
going on?
people in Harry Potter world right now for this weekend at the celebration of Harry Potter.
Oh, yes.
Oh, John Cena, Duke Nukem.
John Cena!
That was recently announced that he's considering the big screen adaptation of Duke Nukem. Are you familiar with Duke Nukem?
Oh, yeah.
Give them the breakdown on Duke Nukem for those that aren't familiar.
You may have to tell, because this is a long time ago since I played Duke Nukem, so you may have to fill it in.
Classic 80s, you know it?
Classic 80s video game. They did a comic book.
Yes.
I think they also had a cartoon.
They had a comic book?
Oh,
Yes.
yes, absolutely.
And I gotta give a shout out to John St. John, who was the voice of Duke Nukem way back in the day.
It's if you liked anything like Wolfenstein, you were definitely playing Duke Nukem. It was one of the other like great shoot 'em up games for the 80s. But it was just some really buff guy just shooting up.
Totally 80s.
It's so 80s. It was so awesome.
Arnold Schwarzenegger without the accent, folks.
Yeah. John Cena's perfect.
Yes, he is.
So if you're thinking about
Glad he
the
got knocked out at Raw. That was just fantastic.
so now he's getting into this world now, though. He's like stepping in like a rock.
I know. I'm just giving him
he's
shit.
becoming
I'm
he
just
went
giving
from
him
wrestler to action star.
You can't see him.
To family star to animation. It's like
Can't see me.
no.
Can't see me.
Yes, indeed. Oh yeah. And for those who not have heard, unfortunately, Rush fans, I'm sorry to say, after 41 years, they broke up.
Well, they announced that.
Yeah, they announced that just a couple
If you haven't seen it,
days
they have.
ago.
I think HBO did a documentary. They did a documentary of the last tour, and I died. I actually had a chance to. We had tickets and we had to sell them, and that was awesome. We didn't realize it was their last show either.
Yeah,
But there's a really cool documentary.
Yeah, in fact, I definitely remember when Rush came to Chippy Loop Live just a couple years ago, and it was the show I was looking forward to all year, and I was not disappointed. They did their best, and Neil
longest
and
running
Getty,
constant band of all time.
Yeah, so it was like it broke my heart to say they're gone, they're departing. Oh my gosh!
No one's ever gone. Don't believe them.
You're right.
Love you, Cher.
They
I
live.
don't believe you're
They
gone.
live on in music and our vinyls and our iPods and what have you.
Any other news you got before we sign off?
Well, it's kind of a sad, glad news. If you haven't heard that Don Imus, the famous Shock Jock, he's actually stepping down.
Okay.
Yeah, his last show is going to come up in a few weeks or so. And he has been, I think, on WNBC for a number of years. I think at least 30 years.
Yeah, I didn't really listen to him. I was a fan of Howard Stern, and there was like a whole rivalry between the two of them.
Yes, there was.
So it's notorious.
Yep. In fact, I think they even played part of that rivalry for a bit in Howard Stern's movie Private Parts.
Yes, fantastic movie, by the way. As well.
Yes,
I
indeed.
enjoyed it. You got anything else to add before we sign off? All right. Well, I got one more thing to add before we give you our plugs to follow us. Marvel Entertainment has teamed up with NASA. Actually, before we get into that, I'm actually going to show you this little clip that they sent me right here.
Boom.
Marvel is definitely the top comic book company in America. Marvel characters appear in comic books where they started, but then they also appear now all over pop culture. It's pretty amazing how wide they've spread.
We realize that we have so much influence at Marvel and understand the idea that with great power comes great responsibility, so we are constantly looking for new ways to educate and inspire the next generation. But also, we're looking at science to try to figure out ways in which we can tell better stories. So it was only natural that we realized, what if we were able to send some Marvel characters to the space station? That might open the eyes of the youth to the mind-blowing science being conducted in space.
That's when Marvel decided to team up with the International Space Station to create a STEM contest.
Marvel teamed up with Cases to create a STEM contest with the intention of bringing characters from the Guardians of the Galaxy universe to the International Space Station. So Rocket and Groot represent the mascots of this STEM opportunity with Marvel. Rocket is general innovation, technology development. Groot, plant biology and regeneration. All of those concepts are things that are being researched on the International Space Station on a daily basis. Students will have the opportunity to send ideas for experiments to the International Space Station. At the end of the contest, Cases and Marvel will select 2 experiments that will ultimately fly to the International Space Station. This is a fantastic opportunity for America's youth to make their mark and become part of space history.
I think that the idea of an individual going up into the sky and exploring the stars is the basis of every great Marvel story.
One of the coolest things is the idea that the people that we inspire can then go on to inspire others. It's pretty exciting.
All right, as you see, Marvel's teamed up with NASA. You can either be Team Rocket or Team Groot. Again, they're looking for your experiments. They're looking for kids between 13 and 18 to submit their experiment in the contest. For Team Groot, where they're looking for projects based on plant biology research, and for Team Rocket, focusing on technological development and engineering. I think this is brilliant, kind of bringing that Marvel and the NASA world together and educating kids and creating experiences. They have to be part of this NASA.
Yeah.
This is amazeballs.
They've done stuff like this in the past. Last year they did a outreach to girls 13 to 18. It's kind of like a STEM research kind of situation, but with just girls. Marvel's done this in the past. The only thing is Marvel, please be very careful. You've already played this line with one of the, I can't remember who it was, with one of the government contractors. Play this line very carefully. Really excited to have kids, but let's not go in the weapons direction again.
No. So this is cool. Keep it this way. Let's create for the better, not for harm.
But it's one. It was another. The only reason I'm bringing it up again is because they're working with. Last time they worked with the government, they had to cancel an entire comic line. So guys, do this.
And if you do, Groot, make sure there are no red buttons involved. That's all I can say.
No, there has to be 2. You always got 50-50 shot.
Yes. Exactly.
All right, before we sign off, let's start with you, Dean. Where can they find you?
They can find me at The Rogers Review, Rogers, REVUE.com. Like us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and at 96.7 FM, WERA, Radio Arlington, Saturdays at 1 p.m.
Radio voice.
You gotta have it on radio.
Heather, besides the NRW, where can they find you?
You can find me at Following Films on Twitter or at Heather is a Nerd on Instagram. For Amazing Comic Shop, you can do Amazing Comics VA on Twitter, and for Painted Visions, Painted VNS. For Painted Visions, you should definitely follow both stores. Or you can find us on Facebook, and that's just a simple search to search our names.
All right, and when you're not at joecarabeo.com, I hope you're... Shout out to Joe. I miss you, bro. Head over to patrickstrange.com, and then you can also follow me at on Twitter at Temple Far East, on Instagram at Strange Since 1977, and again, Facebook, Team Koslov, my charity organization. I'm also the New Release Wednesday, at the NRW, at New Release Wednesday, and recently announced, if you didn't see on my Facebook and all of that, I'm going to be a guest at Fairfax Comic Con coming up in Chantilly, the first ever one. That's going to be dope, as well as at All-Star Comic Con. So cool stuff there. And at some of these other conventions coming up, I have some panels going on with Koslov, so stay tuned for that until I have that announcement that we're in all the way. You'll hear about that. So we'll be coming at you at BlurredCon, at Tidewater Comic Con, at Baltimore Comic Con, New York Comic Con. We do it all, man. So it's a good time. We appreciate y'all. Team NRW is in the house. Thank you, Dean, Heather,
Thank
Patrick.
you.
Make sure you like, share, subscribe, y'all. And we're out of here.
Bye.
Don't waste your time.